Hey, everybody, what's going on? Wednesday night. It's Midnight Edge after Midnight Edge?
It's Midnight Edge after dark.
Hey, we're on the Midnight Edge after dark there.
It's Adam Sandler.
I'm, of course, your matter supreme, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo. With me, as always, is Mr. Tom Connors.
That's what they tell me.
And joining us, as always, is the lovely, ebullient, vivacious, the internet sex goddess.
and the keeper of both the up and downside of the Schwartz.
That's right. You loser! Where'd you get those? You turd!
You didn't see those, did you?
No. Where did you get those?
I'll tell you after.
Awesome! I want those.
Yeah, they're kind of awesome.
See, there's an upside and a downside. I got the downside. He got the upside.
I got them both.
There's two sides to every Schwartz.
I'm all upside, baby.
Also, ka-ching already.
Ka-ching, that's right. Yeah, ka-ching. So, yeah, I couldn't hear that one. So, ka-ching, $10 super chat. And I forgot, Miss Mecca Random is joining us as always.
Hello.
Before we start, $10 super chat from Mr. Wolverine 007. I may not be able to stay awake for the whole stream, so here's some support. P.S. The Sonic movie looks really bad. I'll stick to playing my original cards. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna stick to playing the original. We got some, but we got a whole thing going on here. What should we dive into first? Our breaking news, Tom. Should we go into our breaking news?
God, we got a bunch of news today. It's an end of an era, the beginning of a new one.
Well, first of all, we got some breaking news. Just hours before we decided to go live here. Dateline Hollywood. Ding dong, the witch is dead. At least for now. So
Kevin Kennedy, you're next.
Yeah. So it's Amy Pascal is no longer employed at Sony. Get down and boogie.
Well, she's been off the lot for a while, but now it's official. She's no longer part of Sony after 30 years. Amy Pascal has moved on to Universal. She's going to go destroy that for a while.
And it was much
Yay.
Yay.
So just really, Jurassic Park and Fast and the Furious are now going to break that glass ceiling.
Really? She's been at Sony for 30 years?
30 damn years.
Wow. That's a long-ass time.
She is 106, you know.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't look a day over 110.
It's the colonics, honey. Trust me.
So where does this leave all the plans that she made for Spider-Verse and all the Spider stuff?
I'm taking it with me.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Yeah. and then what else are you taking with you? I mean, do we have to nail down the furniture?
I'm taking that little Tom Holland kid with me, too.
No, he's ours.
He's going to be my new little love slave.
Well, yes, he's got a very cute butt. No, he's ours. We need him in Marvel. We're stuck with Brie. We're stuck with Brie. We need a good ass.
And that cute little accent he is.
We're stuck with Brie. We need him.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody. We all know nobody wants to see my ass, so that. I think we got another super chat actually. $5. Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez just got back from dinner. Ka-ching was pretty good food. Can join if you want. Okay, do we want to add Tyler?
That takes work.
Let's see.
We got one more ka-ching.
Another one?
We got another
ka-ching? Tarman. It's from Tarman.
Cha-ching.
/111. €10.99 super chat.
Ooh,
Paramount Pictures know that the Genesis wink wink quote from the trailer would mean nothing to anyone outside the US. Mega Drive. Well, they probably have Mega Drive. Well, they probably have a different trailer for international trailer. They do that. They cut different trailers for different different.
So they replaced the word Genesis with Mega Drive. That don't make no sense.
Well, who knows?
No, I doubt it. I'm just saying.
Hey, you're fired.
So I'm trying to pull up the article.
We'll get to all the Sonic crap soon.
Tom, put the link in the chat so I can bring.
I wish I was Tom Connor's, or I wish I was Tom Holland's stunt ass. I don't have an ass, so of course you got to get me.
I got a gigantic horse's ass, so be lucky you don't have that much of an ass. And you know how tough it is for me to buy jeans? Not.
Jeans aren't helping.
I'm a woman.
All the men in my
I'm
family
just gonna say that every woman has a different shape, size, body type for height. Yeah, it's impossible for women to find. You can buy the same size you can buy the same size in 5 different brands and have none of them fit. You can it's insane. Don't complain. Quit your bitching.
Well, I've noticed
you can just buy by the waist size. I'm just teasing.
Not to derail the conversation, talk about clothing, but I've noticed recent years they completely have been overthinking jeans. Slim cut, tapered cut, straight leg, regular cut, boot cut, athletic cut, button fly, zipper fly, low rise, high rise, mid rise, sit at the waist, sit at the hip. Like, yeah, just give me a pair of jeans like I used to get when I was a kid. Yeah, the kind that you just buy off the rack and whatever waist and length, and then he said, "Oh yeah, these fit. Okay, I'll take them."
Skinny jeans.
I don't want to. Levi's 541s. That's what I wear now. So anyway, enough to cover my big horse's ass. So, okay. From Deadline, Amy Pascal ends 30-year Sony run with Universal first. What was that?
Hello.
I think that's Tyler.
Oh, it's Tyler. Tyler Bioshock is on this. You're late.
I feel like we're on the radio. Turn down your radio. Turn down your radio.
What? Yeah, man.
Turn down your. Okay, next caller.
Yeah, man. I'm going to the Nugent concert. I want to know what kind of drugs I should take.
Don't take the green acid.
Yeah, man. I'm going to the Nugent. I'm going to take some pot and some coke and a couple quarts of rum and some ludes. I wonder what else I should take. Yeah, an ambulance.
I'm going to the Nugent concert. I'm taking 2 fucking Uzis.
Okay, kids, don't. Okay.
They're signed by him.
Ending a 3 decades long run at Sony Pictures, Amy Pascal is moving her Pascal Pictures into a first look deal with Universal Pictures. Dun dun dun.
That's a lot of fucking pictures.
Dun, 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 dun. The deal comes at the end of the 4-year producing pact Pascal made at Sony in June 2015 when she stepped down as chairman of the SPE Motion Picture Group after 20 years at the helm. Led by Universal Filmed Entertainment Group Chairman Donald Langley, the studio is making a substantial commitment to the next chapter of Pascal's career. In Pascal's most recent iteration as Sony-based producer, her credits include the Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the Oscar-nominated The Post and Molly's Game, as well as blockbusters Venom and Spider-Man Homecoming. Upcoming is Spider-Man Far From Home and Greta Gerwig's directed Little Women, which opens Christmas Day with a cast that includes Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, and Meryl Streep. Pascal will continue to produce the sequels and is partnered with Phil Lord and Chris Miller on Spider-Verse universe spinoff for TV and an arsenal of projects she either acquired directly from Sony money or her discretionary fund. So she's still got her hooks in the Spider-Man.
I was going to say, that hook is fucking deep, ain't it? Just deep in that Spider Boy. Just can't let it.
I said on Robert Meyer Burnett's chat, it says, not for nothing, I think Sony overpaid for Lord and Miller. He just went, yeah, but just.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem, Rob. You're the only one who hasn't seen any of their movies. Like literally.
I didn't like the Lego
21 Jump
movie,
Street, come
though.
on.
I didn't see
21
21
Jump
Jump
Street,
Street.
22 Jump Street, the Meatballs movie, the Lego movie, they were all huge hits.
I've seen the Lego movie. That's good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the Cloudy with a Chance and Meatballs movies. They had the cute monkey, but they're not
First one was good.
anything I would give.
I went
Like,
into 21 Jump Street planning to hate it. Okay. I did not want to like it because I'm a huge fan of the old series. I'm like, you cannot take this series and make it into camp. And they managed to not only make it funny, but it still syncs up with the original series. It's not a reboot. So I give them props. And then the sequel was actually pretty funny too, because it's like a complete, comment on sequels in general.
Damn it, now you
Meta
pissed me off.
parody.
Well, like you said, it's
And I know Rob can't stand like fucking Jonah Hill and stuff, but that movie those
I call
movies
him
made me
Cedric.
realize how funny not Jonah Hill, but Channing Tatum.
Tatum.
well, like I said, I still can't help but think they overpaid for them. Do they deserve a big payday? Yes. 9 figures? No.
Look at what they're doing though. Now stop though. This is the same exact fucking thing that happened to the Russos, and they actually probably got a better deal than the Russos did, because now the Russos are taking over MGM, and they're still probably making more money than the Russos are over at MGM, because MGM ain't got no money to pay nobody. So they're just like probably like maybe we'll make some money on this deal, and here's the Millers and Lord Miller just eating it up.
I'm gonna bore Mecca with the sports ball references, but this is kind of like free agency in baseball. Typically, what happens is you get teams bidding against each other, and they end up overpaying for like a 238 hitter who maybe will hit 22 home runs, drive in 80 runs a year, 80 RBIs a year. But they overpay because they don't want someone else to get them. And to me, that's what happened. That's what happened with Lord and Miller.
Yep. It's like the Cavs like last year, and they got that really expensive player, and then they just used him for one game and trade him away.
Pretty much. MGM has Bond. Actually, MGM kind of
Sony
don't.
has more, I think, to do with Bond now that MGM does.
Yeah.
Well, Bond has entered a deal with like Annapurna, I think.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Annapurna.
Eaton Box says MGM's holdings are fine. I'd like to see that because they've had nothing but flops.
Dark Slayer, you're losing me with the sports ball references. Well, that's the best analogy I can come up with. Well, anyway, back to this. Back to this. Pascal will be joined by her lieutenant, Rachel O'Connor, longtime Sony creative exec, who joined her when Pascal formed her Shingle. That doesn't make sense. Shingle. Oh, they got shots for that. Pascal will start off at Universal with a blank slate, and she said an admiration for the creative team there and the risks they take regularly in their slates. Pascal watched as Langley saw the potential and acted decisively on such properties as Straight Outta Compton and Get Out. They have never worked together before beyond when 2 years ago Pascal and Donald DeLine chaired the Producers Guild Awards and presented Langley with the prestigious Milestone Award. Oh, for God's sake. They never worked together. That's not working together. Idiots. Pascal and Langley shared similar trait of responding viscerally to material and its potential to being relentless in capturing it. I can remember when they went ahead. E.L. James, 50 Shades of Grey, a multi-million-dollar auction. Langley won because the author wanted the film released on a prestige label, which she had in focus. Trilogy transitioned to Universal to a proper. Really, 50 Shades of Grey is what sold you on them?
Oh, shit.
Really? Twilight fan fiction. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, God, I can't even read this anymore.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey was terrible.
They're shit. I've watched them out of curiosity. None of them are fun.
The Twilight movies I can watch with rip tracks because they're so fucking bad. They're good. Like, they're just ridiculous. But
The last one especially.
I wouldn't say good. I wouldn't say good. But that last one. There's that one scene, and you know which scene I'm talking about, where if you listen to it with riff tracks, Bill Corbett says, You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's hilarious.
Yep.
It's the best thing ever because
The last 20 minutes is worthwhile.
Oh yeah, it's great.
50 Shades of
Ah, the child.
50 Shades of Grey is for women who don't want to actually want their husbands or boyfriends looking at their internet browser history. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And people
Honey?
who are into that industry think it's weak shit. Like my aunt said, like this is not even how it works. This is pathetic.
Absolutely.
I knew Dominatrix.
I'm sure
Really?
you did.
Yeah. No, really. She, sweetest, very sweet lady. But she said, yeah, that's not how it works.
It's not.
Yeah. It's another revelation about Rob. So anyway, I can't imagine anything more thrilling than making movies for Ron Meyer, Donna Langley, and Peter Kramer at Universal, said Pascal. Donna's vision for the company is inspirational on every level. From the brilliant leadership team she's assembled, to the studio's diverse selection of movies, to the impressive filmmaking partners who call Universal home, who won't after you're done with it. Said Langley, Amy has one of the most prolific careers of anyone in our industry, who keeps failing upward, it seems. I've been grateful to work alongside her throughout my career. Previously, competition, now as partners. Her expertise, passion, sensibility for great storytelling is evident across each project she touches, and we're fortunate to benefit from her wealth of industry knowledge and her unparalleled relationships, which somehow keep getting her work. Added Universal President Kramer, Amy has a keen eye for projects that have both critical and commercial appeal, which we saw time and time again with the projects that she shepherded at Sony, as well as with films that she is developing and producing now, said Kramer. We are thrilled to welcome Amy to the Universal family, and we know she will be an important contributor to our slate of movies in the years to come and help the company drive itself into bankruptcy and ultimate failure. Oh, that's me interjecting. So.
Oh, what you gonna do? Hire back Alex Kurtzman to continue the Dark Universe?
Probably.
Get away from Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, God, I would. Yeah, that'd probably be a better place for him because at least they can't kill Bela Lugosi's Dracula for me.
Anyway, Pascal said she leaves Sony with a sense of gratitude towards Sony chief Tony Vinciquerra and Sony Motion Picture Group Chairman Tom Rothman. Tom Rothman.
You're fired.
The latter of whom was the first person she befriended at Sony after coming there to work for Dawn Steele. Only someone who has been a friend for 30 years as Tom has would understand why it was time for me to take on this new adventure, Pascal said. He's a mensch. He doesn't like anybody to know that, but he is. We had great success together, and we'll have business well into the future, including the Spider-Man franchise. Yes, that Amy, yeah, she's a good egg, but I don't understand why everybody doesn't like her.
Do you think she just got sick of living on the lawn?
I don't know, Tom. Let me tell you something. I said to her, with the Spider-Man, I don't see what you see in this, okay? With the webs and the swinging and the I swung and missed, okay? Let me tell you, the wife wasn't having any part of it, okay? Yeah.
Don't let the damn sandwich hit you on your way home. Did you? Minor spoilers for Endgame. Did anybody else think that line about throwing a sandwich had something to maybe do with Amy Pascal?
I missed
That was my first thought.
I missed that.
She got Black Widow threatened to throw a sandwich at who was it?
Oh
Ant-Man.
yeah.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Oh now that I think about it, yeah, because they had the shot at Brie Larson's ass too.
Yeah. Yeah. The Russos like to weave in a lot of
oh man.
Well, and plus they were gone. They knew that. Now they're overrunning MGM.
Mm-hmm.
During her time in the executive suites, Pascal and her team had hits and included American Hustle, Captain Phillips, 2 earlier iterations of Spider-Man, the James Bond films Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall, Moneyball, The Social Network, 21 Jump Street, Zero Dark 30, the Men in Black films, Julie and Julia, Sense and Sensibility, Super Bad, A League of Their Own, A League of the Own? League, proofread your shit, and Groundhog Day. Oh, for God's sake. Who writes for Deadline? I could get a job writing for Deadline.
I believe you.
You should.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should. Fuck those guys. Yeah, right.
And I'd be better, I'd be way better at it than they would be. Yeah, Deadline. I will do your job better than you. Okay, proofread your shit
For cheaper.
I work for we'll start cheaper. Then
Well, Andre and I both say that he's the best writer in the crew. So
I rewrote a lot of that Sonic thing.
that's right.
At rapid speed.
Do you ever like, get one of those scripts and say, "What? Wow, Rob really he made a lot of changes." Not talking too much about my process, but I mean,
That's all he does is change shit. He's just like Andre. Whenever I turn something in, I get it back, and it's like, did you even keep anything I wrote?
My name shouldn't even be credited
I'm not
sometimes.
kidding.
We just say Rob with some little bit of Tyler.
There's been a few of your scripts that have gotten mostly through, but otherwise, Rob just has to have his way with it, just like a woman.
well,
That's nasty.
where's my? I don't have my giggity sounds up. Damn, wait, I didn't fall asleep. There you go. Delayed reaction on that. But anyway,
Your sound's not coming through, I don't think, or didn't.
my sound?
The music
sound?
did before, but I didn't hear a giggity if you just played one.
No, because I don't have the sound up. I don't have the soundboard up. That's why.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't.
That
I don't
makes
have the soundboard
sense.
up. I'm looking.
You were right. I'm a loser.
All right, it's working. Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking. I'm waiting for a new version of Voice Meter to drop anyway. So.
Oh well. So Amy Pascal. Now we got to pay Warner Brothers a bunch of money.
What
Yeah, that's not even owned by MGM anymore. It's owned by Warner Brothers.
Really?
Oh, Warner Bros. Have been absolute dicks. They've been absolute dicks. They've been like claiming my Godzilla stuff and like I appeal it and I'm like, dude, I didn't actually play your trailer. I held stills and they're like, no, I still our thing. Oh, fuck you.
I get my back scratcher.
Yeah, Warner Brothers are being dicks though. They're actually going around claiming shit.
Yeah, fuck those.
They're all getting mad. Actually, it's not just. Yeah.
Screw 'em.
Now it's to the point that's why we use just about nothing anymore. But some kids' art. Anything else to say about this nasty situation that's finally ended? At least for the most part, other than she won't leave Spider-Man alone.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, we have to give Amy Pascal though a proper send off. One that really encapsulates how we feel about her and the work she's done.
Go to hell, you mutant offspring of comedy people.
Okay. Oh, that's a bit harsh, but okay. What else we got on the agenda here?
Actually, I mean, there is like this small sense of loss. Because from now on, when we know Sony sucks, other than Spider-Man, it's not her fault. It's not her fault. But we can blame her for shit at Universal now, so.
No, it's going to be all my fault, isn't it?
Yeah, Tom.
This is terrible. Oh, whatever shall I do? I need a fall guy. What's that Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez kid doing these days? He looks like a good egg.
Hey, Alex Kurtzman needs a job.
Yeah. Captain April keeps bringing up that Universal has the Hulk. They have the Hulk, but it's more like they can look at him.
Mm-hmm.
And they can wish and hope that Disney's going to go, you know what? We need to make another Hulk movie. But that ain't going to happen anytime soon.
No.
They can use the Hulk.
And I think that's the deal. Is I don't even think they have to pay Universal anything as long as it's not a Hulk movie with Hulk in the title.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kevin can try to say we're gonna do more Hulk movies or a actual Inhumans movie, but it ain't happening.
Well, that's why basically they mixed Planet Hulk with Ragnarok. So they could get away with not paying Universal. Actually, I think Namor is back with Marvel. I think Universal's right lapsed to that.
Yeah, Namor's back with Marvel.
If they were to do that, wouldn't everyone accuse it of being a ripoff of Aquaman?
No, well, Namor was actually first.
I was gonna say,
oh, I know that, but audiences are not gonna know that.
Oh yeah,
not anymore. But now, yeah, you wish they would have got theirs out beforehand. You mean? Yeah, probably.
Namor's a great character because he's a dick. He really is.
It's like Lobo.
He's Sea Lobo.
Sea Lobo. Is that anything like Sea Monkeys?
Yes.
Sea Moon.
I'm getting really big in your fucking tank.
Wouldn't Jason Momoa have been a better Lobo?
Yes.
Yes. Didn't they sort of wrote Aquaman as Lobo, didn't they?
Pretty much. I mean, outside of just that next step, yeah. You put him on a motorcycle, it might as well have been.
Mm-hmm. Aquaman, help. Yeah, hey. You better not be doing that over here. Or else what? Oh, yeah, I got like 3 fish coming in. You're in for it now.
And how can he control dolphins? They're not fish.
They're mammals, damn it.
Control sharks, they're not fish.
It communicates with sea life.
That's pretty general.
Mm-hmm. Plankton.
That's very general.
The seagulls count? They're in the water a lot.
Yeah. What about ducks? What about turtles?
Yeah,
what
turtles.
About frogs?
That's kind of a gray
ones
area.
that only live. That's what I'm saying. There's a gray area there. If he's like, hey, frogs, go get them, and the frogs are like, fuck you. I'm in the water. Maybe if I was in the water, I'd think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe listen to Swamp Thing.
Yeah, what about Swamp Thing? They're in the same universe. What if Swamp Thing's like, fuck you? You fish talker.
I ain't you water slave.
Yeah, I ain't your water slave. I'm green, motherfucker. I may be made of seaweed, but I ain't listening. Screw you. Oh, shit. Yeah, what if they just say no? You know? I don't get it. What if the shark is just like, you know what? Screw this. I don't have to listen to this guy. I'm just going to eat him.
You ran bastard.
Yeah, they rode him like horses.
Yeah, they never think of these things. Yeah, where's these big ass seahorses at? I didn't see no big ass seahorses in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where are these big ass seahorses?
Did he have like a turtle or something?
No, he used to ride once in a while on 2 turtles, but he's always riding around on this big ass seahorse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those giant squid got screwed too.
Well, I think there was a giant squid in there.
Was there? I don't even remember anymore. I saw it. I don't remember damn thing.
I think in that scene where all the shit's coming together with all the fishes and all that stuff. And they should have had Joy to the World playing.
Those are octopi. They're not even fish.
Yeah, so and those aren't even fish.
Oh.
So they got to get more specific here. They got to get more Pacific. All right, let's move along. We got some good news. There's some good news, especially if you're a Willow fan like myself.
Yay.
Are you a Willow fan?
Willow up, good. Am I a Willow fan? I have the soundtrack in the movie. I paid like $40 for the Blu-ray because it was out of print until this year.
Wow.
When Disney got the rights back.
Opie directed it.
Opie Cunningham directed that movie. I can't even picture Opie Cunningham had kids or having sex. This is crazy.
Remember Opie Cunningham when he saved all those astronauts?
Now what's sad is I want to have sex with Opie Cunningham's kid.
Brother.
Giggity.
She hot, yeah.
Star Lord and
Yeah,
Gwen
halfway
Stacy.
through, would
versus
you start
Dinosaur.
thinking of Opie and shit just get weird?
That's what I would imagine.
Turn around, baby. Just turn around. Exactly. Exactly. You be getting into it, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I'm fucking Opie's kid.
How old are you?
Exactly.
As in my fantasy?
Okay, let's talk about this. Speaking of redheads
Yes.
and Ron
Sorry,
Howard,
no, Ron Howard.
I apologize. I apologize for that.
Don't apologize. Why? I never apologize. Look where it's gotten
I
me.
apologize
So-
for that.
I wonder if this is part of the deal that they kind of supposedly made with Ron Howard back to get him on to direct.
That was kind of a rumor.
Yeah, for Solo when they brought him in to replace Lord and Miller on Solo because Kathleen Kennedy is an idiot, in my opinion. But
And Val Kilmer's been dropping some hints. I
Mhm.
think even Warwick Davis dropped a hint or two.
Yeah. Willow Series. Okay, let me go over here. Willow Series reboot based on film eyed at Disney Plus. Willow may be returning to the small screen. A series reboot of the MGM fantasy from Ron Howard and George Lucas is being considered at Disney Plus. It says, how old is this story? Oh, from May 1. Okay, from today.
Oh, this just dropped here a little bit ago, yeah.
Mhm.
Howard, who directed the film from a story by Lucas, told MTV Happy, Sad, Confused podcast that John Kasdan, writer on Howard's Solo, a Star Wars story, has been hounding him about rebooting the pick for the upcoming Disney Plus streaming service. I think it'd be a great way to go. Howard said, in fact, George always talked about the possibility of a Willow series, and it'd be great and more intimate and built around that character and some of the others. John Kasdan has, I think, an inspired take on it and could be really, really cool. There have been conversations.
I wanted to make Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon, but they wouldn't let me. So I made Star Wars.
Oh,
And
that's
then I'm
what I
like, you know what I'd really like to make? Lord of the Rings. And they wouldn't let me. So I made Willow.
You wanted,
Yeah.
you wanted to make James Bond too.
Yes, I did. So instead I made Indiana Jones. And then I wanted to make Howard the Duck, and they let me.
Very smart.
Because that's what he sounds like, Eric Kelly.
He does sound like Kermit. Just put a flannel shirt on Kermit and it's perfect.
Yeah, pretty much.
A story of special effects without a story don't really mean anything. You know, it's just special effects.
So, okay, there have been conversations about the project at Disney Plus. Source tells Deadline. The fantasy film stars Warwick Davis as a reluctant farmer who plays a critical role in protecting a special baby from a tyrannical queen who vows to destroy her and take over the world. Val Kilmer, Joanne Whaley, Jean Marsh, and Billy Barty also starred. Should the project move forward, Howard said the
Late
title
Billy Barty. They should be at least a little bit more respectful than that.
Well, it's Deadline. Proofread your shit.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while, guys. Come on now.
And he was kind of a big deal in Hollywood. I mean, geez.
Fuck yes, he was probably to this day still the most famous little person actor there is.
Damn right.
Exactly.
Outside of maybe Warwick himself, that's the only other person I could think of right off.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh, yeah,
wrestling.
but
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't count because he's like a superstar.
It's like the top three little people in showbiz. It's like
Mini-Me.
it's like Mini Me. Yeah, well, okay, we're gonna have to go 4 then. It's
The late Mini-Me.
the late Mini Me. It's like Warwick Davis, Billy Barty, and former WWF wrestling great midget wrestler Sky Lolo. I mean, those
Also
are
the
the
Fantasy Island guy.
that's and Hervé Villachez. Yes, and that's your Mount Rushmore of little people in showbiz. So I lost
Peter
everybody.
Dinklage. Yes, Peter Dinklage.
I lost everybody with the Sky Lolo reference. So,
And yes, Aaron, yes, Billy Barty was in Masters of the Universe as Gwildor.
Who wasn't?
Well, anyway, should the project move forward, Howard said the title character would be more mature Willow, older and wiser, presumably more fast with weaponry than he once was. Stay tuned. Well, we're going to stay tuned.
Allura would be full grown by now.
Wait a minute. Who are them? Who are they to tell me to stay tuned?
You're not my supervisor!
Yeah, damn straight.
Allura would actually be pushing 30 by now.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, does this seem more legit than like the Ewok and Rose Tico series that they're kind of in rumors?
If they do this right, this could be like Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
But
You get a nice young cast to come in to be Allura and whoever in her peer network, because she'd be like a queen now or whatever, I think. And then you'd probably have like another evil queen to come in and challenge her. And then Willow would have to help her, and Mad Mardigan would have to help her and stuff like that. And, I'm down for more Mad Mardigan.
The only way I'd watch an Ewok and Rose Tico series is if the Ewoks tied up Rose Tico and burned her and ate her. That's the only way I'd watch.
That would be cool. I'd watch that.
You know what's funny? Mad Mardigan would call Rose Tico a peck. This peck's gonna throw an acorn at me.
Rose Tico. Da, 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 da. She's the Tico. I don't know. There's nothing there.
I don't like her that much. She's so boring, and the character's blah, and they're using the poor actress as a tool for their little agenda and shit.
So what you want is just that scene from Return of the Jedi where they actually eat them.
Why would you put Rose Tico with Ewok anyway?
Yeah, because we don't get enough Ewok culinary scenes.
They might. I was gonna say they might eat her. That's the best.
Their cultural right.
They're saying
Rose taco.
They got her tied up, over the fire. La 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 la.
What if they had like the whole Ewok series that was not subtitled in all Ewok chatter?
Oh God.
Are we talking with or without Wilford Brimley?
You know what we should do? We should go back and give them all subtitles and make them say some vicious, dark shit.
Yes.
Fuck you, Wilfred. I didn't like you in the thing.
Oh, we could do that as like a mad movie party sort of thing. Like just riff it and dub in Ewok dialogue.
In the Ewok movies for TV, they had them talking broken English. I'm talking about in Return of the Jedi, because they speak no English in that. Just cut out all the parts where 3PO is like translating and just put subtitles in for the Ewoks. And just be like, yeah, we're going to eat them motherfuckers as soon as it's dark. Shit like that.
Eat the woman first.
Yeah. I'm going to eat their souls.
This one looks tasty.
Yes, Warwick Davis is very much alive, deranged lunatic. He was just in Solo.
For 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
he's on Twitter, I think. Isn't he on Twitter from time to time?
Oh, yeah. And he had a show. It was hilarious. I don't know if it was a Netflix original or if it was something else original. BBC show.
Was it the one with Ricky Gervais?
Yeah.
He's the producer on it, I think.
He's the shortest guy in Solo. How could you have missed him? Just like for the guy who's short.
Well, to be fair, they did have that 16-year-old girl go in and be like the big bad villain at the end.
Technically, she killed him.
Girl power.
Ugh. Yay, teenagers.
I'm on board with this. If they do it right, it could be good.
Because as we all know, a group of hardened space pirates
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
are going to respect a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. John Kasdan might be involved with this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What hardened space pirates are going to do with a 16-year-old girl is definitely not PG-13.
No. It's definitely hardened.
You're first.
See, that's some real BDSM porn.
Well, that's just some real life shit. Real pirates don't fuck around. That's the thing. Disney and all these other things have glorified what pirates were. It's like people forget what pirates really did.
I prefer what Rick Sanchez said once. It's like, oh yeah, in my world, the pirates they're pretty rapey.
Pretty much. There was very, very few clans that didn't rape and pillage. I mean, that was like their thing. It's like they handed you their card and they're like, yeah, the top thing that says we rape and pillage. It's like,
give us the girls and the food and the money, and maybe we won't destroy you.
Ah.
Notice the words rape comes before pillage.
Find me an ample bosomed maiden. You know.
Granted, there were a few female pirates, but there's like there weren't that many of them, and a few of them were disguised as men.
Yeah, but they would usually have to hold their own too.
Yeah, that's probably like they probably had to fight off a few people.
Pirates of the Pancreas, yeah.
That was it. I love it. Second episode, great.
Welcome, Morty. Welcome to Anatomy Park.
My mine aren't sanitized. They're pretty rapey in there.
Yeah, I just happen to be like, you know how YouTube is when I'm working on stuff and it just goes along to whatever the next video is sooner or later. For some reason, I wound up on like this real documentary about pirates, and they're talking about, I can't remember which pirate it was, but how they went into a town and basically killed everybody in their fucking sleep. It's just like, and why do people glorify these fuckers now? I'm trying to figure this out, you know? It's like,
you look into Charles Vane or like, was it Calico Jack Rackham? They weren't nice people. They really weren't.
It's the lawlessness aspect of it. The open sea, the rugged individualist sort of nature of it. But these guys were dirty. They were probably starving a lot of times. They were just kind of doing whatever they could to get by.
Well, yeah, that's what it was, is they couldn't find regular work. Probably they were probably that unreliable because of their history,
or they just wanted to do, because like I think Blackbeard was a privateer, and then when the war ended, it's like, no, I want more of this shit. I'm just gonna start doing it illegally.
Well, that's where that's how it kind of began. And then I'm trying to remember which pirate it was who actually did try to give pirates a better name, and that didn't last long. I think it was
Captain Morgan.
Maybe
he avoided being hanged. He's like one of the few.
But like he was, if he's who I'm thinking of, then he was one of the few who actually didn't do a whole bunch of raping and pillaging. Really, he just went after his enemies.
Well, a lot of pirates were they were sailors in the French and the British Navy and the Spanish Navy as well.
Mm-hmm.
I say we go into town, hooping and a hollering, raping everything in sight. Raping and a killing everything in sight. Name that movie, Rob.
Oh, I don't remember now. That's top of my head.
Blazing Saddles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why am I blanking on this stuff?
I might have screwed up the line a little bit, but
I have
get a shit ton of dimes.
I have CRS. I can't remember shit.
I think all men get that with age.
I have that too. I'm in Colorado, and there are illegal substances that.
As I said, that has nothing to do with age, though. That has everything to do with controlled substances, uncontrolled.
Yeah, but what's my excuse? If I actually done on some of them, I would at least have a reason.
I
feel like old man brain.
I distracted you by bouncing in my last video.
Sure.
Yes, that's got to be it. That image just stayed with me. Curse you scarlet-haired temptress! You have bedeviled me.
Funny enough, there was a red-headed Irish pirate woman, her name was Anne Bonny.
There's Granny O'Malley as well.
Lies over the ocean. My Bonnie lies over the sea.
First record.
I like great. All right. Anything else to say about Willow before we move on to Sonic? That's what everybody wants to talk about anyway.
Oh, boy.
No, nothing else. Let's get this over with.
Balls. Well, we just dropped a video on this, and it was really truncated. There was a lot of stuff we could have got crammed into this video. We covered. We kind of so much stuff on this. Huh?
We wanted to kind of keep it under 8 to 10 minutes.
Right. Well, we had covered a lot of the leaks on After Dark, so like we skipped over a lot of stuff just to kind of get to the beef of it all. And yeah, I watched this trailer 3 times now just because I've had to, and holy hell.
Once is enough.
It's so stupid. Is Jim Carrey trying to be the Micro Machines guy?
Well, let's not even get into Jim Carrey yet.
No, that's all I remembered.
Let's talk about the hedgehog in the room.
Yeah.
They tried to make him. Did they when they were creating the character design? They say, "I'm picturing a giant put Usain Bolt with a gigantic blue head. Was that the inspiration?
Yeah. How many committees did that design pass through?
Not enough. Not nearly as many as you think by the looks of it.
Right? I mean, oh, good God.
For God,
The only thing I can compare this to is the Scooby-Doo movie from back in the day. That movie, the one thing that really bothered me the most about it, believe it or not, was the fact that Scooby-Doo looked just a little too real and a little too CGI. It was too in the middle. Like they didn't pick one way or the other how they were going with it. And this reminds me of that. It's just a little too real, but yet too cartoony at the same time. It's like they needed to pick one or the other.
This looks worse.
Yeah, similar issues, yes.
you'll like this, Tom. One of the first comedy bits I ever wrote was a bit about the Scooby-Doo gang like smoking pot. Because why do you think they rode around in that psychedelic van? It's Shaggy was
every other comedian probably, but
James Gunn basically did that joke in the first movie.
well, actually, I've read the original James Gunn script of that a long time ago, and that movie was like hardcore PG-13, borderline R at one point until they cut it down. Only one joke was left in the movie.
Hey Fred, got any Scooby snacks? I got the munchies.
That was the one where they were on drugs and Velma really was a lesbian.
I don't know, probably.
Yes, Thelma was lesbian, Fred and
Daphne were banging.
and
Scooby and Shaggy were banging.
oh, Scooby and Shaggy drug jokes.
This sounds like a much better movie.
It was. I read the script too.
And
It's
I
great.
think there was even a bit where Shaggy loses his virginity too. Not mistaken. It's been a long time since I've read it.
I think
It's
you're
like-
right. I think
Is it like? I mean, what's that like? Zoinks! I mean,
Pretty much.
Scooby Snacks apparently is like euphemism.
oh, hey, Scoob! Oh man,
Well, that was always the ongoing joke in the show is like, because you've ever noticed all the kids are off looking for whatever clues, and then you'd always cut to whatever, and then you cut back, and Scooby and Shaggy were always in the kitchen eating. The joke was in that interium when you didn't see them, they went off to smoke a joint.
Eric Kelly, son of Sam, and the dog were part of the gang. Sure, why not?
Hey, Reggie, this is real shit. I know, Scoob, I'm seeing all kinds of crazy crap.
oh Scoob! All these colors are really freaking me out, man.
And now on with the countdown.
Hey, Shag. No, it's Shag. Hey, Fred. I think Scoob's talking again, man.
What do you mean I'm talking again? I'm always rocking.
Oh man. Oh man.
Watching the Grateful Dead again.
Dog. When did we get a talking dog, man?
Shaky just turned into Michael J. Fox. Oh, shit.
Morty, I told you not to hang around with those kids in the van again, okay? They're in trouble, Morty. I don't need illegal substances to get myself off, okay? I get myself off with science, okay?
Good old LSD.
Yeah, the LSD, yeah. I want to put that in my brain. What the fuck's wrong with you? LSD, what am I, some kind of amateur? Okay, I'll stimulate the pleasure center in my brain with this cortical stimulator. Okay, it has the same effect with less of the downsides. Okay.
Oh, good God! Let's talk about this fucking Sonic movie. What?
We have to.
You know what else it reminded me of? That cheap ass woodpecker movie from like last year.
What was the thing that was in South
That
America, like Brazil?
Yeah, it was made in Brazil. Yeah.
This looks like a complete waste of time.
This looks like a flop waiting to happen, and they might as well have called it Tax Write-Off, the movie.
So basically, it's the real life version of the producers.
They're going to sink Sega and themselves in one fell swoop.
Well, one
Sega's going to be like, we paid $125 million for this monstrosity. We're ruined.
It's the time like this is the image of like what the company and then all the freaking critics and people that are about to bash it is the missiles.
Oh shit! I don't even think it's gonna. See, Super Mario Brothers didn't even flop that bad, Nate and Box. It had a pretty decent opening
me
weekend.
check that.
But I remember, I think it fell off real quick though with the word of mouth.
Do you think like Bob Backus at Paramount is saying, "Oh, thank God, Siskel and Ebert are both dead"?
Probably. Oh, for fuck's sake! What's sad is I heard a rumor. I haven't had anybody show me anything to prove this or not. But I heard that this was paid for partially by Sega, kind of like how Canon tricked Mattel into paying for Masters of the Universe back in the day. Do you guys know that story at all?
Oh yeah.
They basically ended up okay. The whole thing was the story was they started. Canon was paying 50% and Mattel was paying 50%. Mattel had 100% say over the characters. By the end of the deal, Mattel had lost any say pretty much over the characters and was paying for most of the movie. And it just happened to be that way because they wanted Canon to finish the motherfucker at this point. It was like, it's just they were dragging their ass and stealing the money. Because their whole deal was they were going to take the money from Masters of the Universe and make Spider-Man and something else out of it. I forgot what it was. That was their plan. Another Superman movie. Superman 5, I think it was.
No,
Yeah, that was it. Also, did you know that Super Mario Bros. Was actually one of the 4 films under consideration for Best Visual Effect at the Oscars that year?
I can see why. Mario Brothers is the best not Super Mario Brothers movie ever made.
Yeah,
Now,
well, you got the other one.
if you take the Mario Brothers aspect out of it, it's just this fucked up, like, Blade Runner meets Dinosaur World movie.
It's weird.
It's weird, but it's trippy, and it's kind of got like this, I don't know. It's got a watchability to it. As fucked up as it is, you can't not watch it. It's a big train wreck, but it's like it's one of those good bad movies.
Oh yeah, Dennis Hopper clearly went all in on that role.
Oh, fuck yes.
Boom. Monkey.
Is that your dog? Tom, is that your
Yeah,
dog?
my kid must be doing something.
Also, the movie made $48 million on a $20 million budget.
And then I think Techman Blade's right. I think they took half the budget for Superman 4 to put towards Masters of the Universe, which was probably just the money they put up and then they put back in their pocket.
So how much money probably went into Superman 4?
About these guys. Oh my God. Canon was like, how they got as far as they did and made the movies they did is beyond me.
Like, remember that time I tried to make Spider-Man and they thought he was literally a Spider-Man?
Well, they had James Cameron involved, and a lot of that ended up in the Sam Raimi version, actually.
Yeah, but the original version, it was they literally thought he was a wolfman creature that turns into a spider, and
they
Sam
had
had to
that
go.
aspect of it, yeah, and that's some of that was reminisced over with like the whole, him shooting webs and all that kind of stuff, and not being part of the machine. But we were getting way off the beaten path here.
They're more fun to talk about.
Well, it's pretty obvious this thing's gonna fucking die at the box.
Oh God.
They have no time now to fix it. He looks like shit. You're not going to spend any more money on this to make him look any different.
Oh, it looks terrible. It looks so bad.
The only fun part is what's the review score going to be? 9%?
0%. Watch. It's going to just bizarre. Well, and it's funny is somebody went and tweaked him just a little bit, and he doesn't look so bad. They made his head bigger. They made his eyes bigger. They made his legs scrawnier and shorter. They made his belly a little bit more rounder like it is. And they just made it just slightly altered it just enough to where it's closer to what he looks like. And it worked. It was like, why didn't they just do that?
Because
Mario Brothers is 21%. Beat that.
For God's sake. Why does it look like 1993? That's the image I get. Like, it's not the early 90s, guys. You got to try harder.
Because that's what it looks like. You're right. It looks like if they put some guy in a fucking costume. That's what it looks like.
For God's sake.
Ew.
I would be much more interested in seeing a Sonic movie set in the Sonic universe. Not in our universe.
Much.
Also, this is a 90s plot as well, which is take character and put it into real world. That was something we do in the 80s and 90s well.
That's probably how old the script is.
Probably. It's like someone saw Master of the Universe, so let's do that.
The rings are apparently...
What do the furries think?
Yeah.
Well, the furries are all pissed off.
Oh, I'm not a Sonic fan to begin with, but no, it just looks so bad. It's so unnecessary. Like seriously, 1998 is when this should have been like the last time they should have made this. It just doesn't. It's so unnecessary. Oh no, it looks terrible.
I have nothing nice to say about this thing.
No, he's horrific. He doesn't look finished. He looks half done.
It looks like a guy in a suit.
Yeah, but wrong. It's just
With no
wrong.
pants.
It looks like they should have. I don't know. It's just horrific. It's horrific. It's just bad. It's just so bad.
So this is gonna beat the low bar of the franchise that was Sonic 06.
I don't know.
That was Sonic meets Final Fantasy for some reason.
So, Rob,
So, Tom.
all you've said is it looks like a guy in a costume. We've established that. Let her rip.
I'm at a loss for words. Like I said, right now they're probably, like I said, Bob Backish, the chairman of Paramount, saying, "Thank God Siskel and Ebert are both dead."
They can still critique it from the other world.
Because first of all, okay, take a look at this. I mean, look, the background looks horrendously fake. Okay, this is what's going on with the sneakers. Okay, what's that about? All these missiles? What is going on? It just looks so freaking cheap and it looks like it's a half-hearted effort. You can't do this anymore. Why would you think you could be able to get away with this in 2019? We've had the Avengers on screen together, all the Marvel characters in one place, and it looks fantastic. Why would you think this is passable?
You made me believe that Godzilla was really on screen and apes could really talk. You're right. This is inexcusable, Rob.
Frickin' 1998 Godzilla looks a little bit better than that.
I've seen porn with better production values than this.
Oh, you're
That's
right.
what this looks like. This looks like Sonic the Porn. Okay,
Well,
let's be fair. This movie's going to be rated PG at worst. It's not meant for us. It's meant for kids. But what kids nowadays are really Sonic fans? I mean, my kid's a Sonic fan, but he's almost 18 damn years old, too. Sonic is so 1990s.
Isn't the critique of the Sonic fan base is like, horribly messed up and disfigured and God knows what?
I'll be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned, from what I gather over the past, I don't know, half decade or better, Sega is just really hanging on to Sonic and using and just for everything they can. He's had how many different shows, and I just don't get it. I don't see people wearing Sonic t-shirts. I don't see people wearing Sonic hats. I don't see a bunch of Sonic merchandise out there. It's not like Sonic's even remotely in the same league as the Mario Brothers.
Mm-mm.
How in the fucking world do they think this movie was A, going to make money to begin with, B, hit their target audience, C, bring in any old fans after seeing this trailer now? I mean, all I've heard is people say Jim Carrey's the saving grace, and that's not saying much. We'll get to that now if you want to, after what you got to say there, Tyler.
All I was gonna say is, at best, if you wear a Sonic hat in public, they're gonna mock you for being a Sonic fan. Most of the fan base, I think, is sorry.
No, I'm just saying I've never seen one.
I don't see a lot of Sonic merch because he's like known, but he's
even
like
have a Sonic Pop.
It's not Mario.
And the
Do
thing
they
is,
even have a Sonic Pop?
Probably.
I've never seen it. If they're
the only Sonic kids nowadays is the restaurant chain from the 50s.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And now I'm hungry.
And even they're not going to even do any merchandising.
That part is if you Google Sonic, that shit will probably come up first. Yes.
Probably.
Yes, there is a Sonic Funko Pop. There's a couple different ones.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. I'm surprised.
Yep. The older fan base, they're all gone. They've moved on with their lives after all the trash has happened over the last 15 years of the series. I can't imagine they're going to come back for this.
All right. Well, we reported on Midnight's Edge earlier that there was some reshoots involved with this film because both Paramount, the test audience, or actually all, the test audience, Paramount and Sega were all unhappy with how the movie turned out and how it had very little to do with Sonic the Hedgehog, the character itself. And reportedly, there were some reshoots in this scene here with Jim Carrey looking a little bit more, Eggman there. This was supposed to be from a reshoot. What do you guys think about this? Do you buy this? What do you guys think? Random, let's start with you.
It just looks so bad. I don't know what they did to him. It just looks cheap. This looks like a Halloween costume, doesn't it? So I don't know what they're trying for here. Just the whole trailer is to me. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. I don't know what else to make of it. It's like I wasn't a fan of like the Sonic franchise anyway. It just looks It looks so cheap, doesn't it? It looks like somebody found like a costume at Goodwill from like Halloween.
Well, it looks so
I used to work at Goodwill. They're better than this.
Well, and then somebody distressed it, like somebody dragged it behind their car or something.
Tyler.
Does it matter if it's a reshoot or not? This thing is not. He's not going to save this movie. And they can't even decide is his name Robotnik or Eggman. I think they can't figure out a damn thing.
I'll tell you, if it was Jim Carrey 15 years ago, I'd say you're in good hands. This is post Gone Crazy nut job Jim Carrey. I don't know.
Yeah, this is political painter Jim Carrey. This is not the guy from The Mask.
Exactly, Rob.
This to me looks like a look that's going to show up when it's probably already being copied by every steampunk hipster in Williamsburg.
Shouldn't have Sonic been come along like 10, 15 years ago when the steampunk thing was big again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
have a little bit better audience probably. Because it is kind of steampunk, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I'm.
Yeah, it's a little steampunk. Yeah.
It looks cheap. It looks like he's been in an explosion. Actually.
Yeah, the movie it bombed his face.
Well, I'm sure that's why he looks like that because the rest of his hair burnt off.
Yeah. There's no excuse for this. Really, there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse for this. They've done better. We have better. This is not acceptable in 2019.
Action Com. This is the latest Sith design for the last Star Wars.
Oh, is this how Palpatine looks like now?
Ideas.
Palpatine's gonna wear glasses.
Don't give him any ideas. Yeah.
There's nothing positive to say.
I have no more words. I have no words. Words fail me at this point.
Well, can't wait to see what the worst movie of the year is probably going to be.
And you know me, I usually rarely run out of things to say, but this leaves me speechless.
There's nothing to this. There's just like, why does this exist?
I'm imagining
Paramount is so fucking desperate. They are sucking people in the fucking alley for a quarter.
Paramount has reached the throwing shit against the wall stage of movie development.
Well, and when we premiered the video earlier on the main channel, I think it was Eric Kelly who was joking that, Jim Carrey did this for a ham sandwich. I said, no, probably a tuna sandwich. Tuna's cheaper. So, knowing Paramount, they couldn't spring for the ham.
You kidding me? They couldn't even do the meat. It's probably just 2 pieces of bread.
It's probably Spam, but even Spam's more expensive than tuna.
Egg and sausage, bacon, egg and spam, eggs, bacon, sausage and spam. Spam, egg and bacon, egg, tomato and spam.
Spam.
Love the spam, wonderful spam. Yeah, time for my CBS and Viacom to merge again.
Well, that's in the cards.
This, I got a feeling this is just a contractually obligated movie. How long has this sat on the shelf?
No, they picked this motherfucker up and turned around. You just read the damn story, Rob.
That's
they just picked this up. It's not like they got this forced upon them even. They decided they wanted to do this. Sony was even like, no, we're good. Sony's
Again,
spending it all.
Yeah, and Sony's the one that bid on a freaking emoji movie.
CRS. My CRS is acting up, Tom. Remember?
Yeah.
Spam.
You're thinking about spam.
Well,
That's pretty bad when Sony's like, nah, we're gonna pass on this one. Paramount's picking up your fucking drunk fucking push-offs. We're desperate. We'll take her.
How bad could it possibly have been for Sony to take a pass on it? Really,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Speaking of results.
Same with Jim. Is he really this desperate?
Yes. Well, Jim Carrey is kind of like. You ever see all the shit movies Christopher Walken is in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's kind of like Christopher Walken. He'll be in anything.
What was the last thing he was in?
I think I heard Christopher Walken will do anything for like $500,000 in a plane ticket. So
Nicolas Cage will do it for like $20.
I told you I would be in that movie, Tom, and I'll even do the Midnight's Edge podcast for you.
free of charge.
Free of charge. Okay.
And I may even dance.
Jake does a great Jim.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of that horrible website that if you pay a celebrity $500, they'll do whatever you want.
Shit.
Someone just bet Jim Carrey $500 you go to that movie.
Yeah, what did he have to fight like fucking Nicolas Cage for this part or what?
You had to sabotage his car to even get to the spot.
They're good friends in real life, though. Actually, or at least they used to be.
Yeah, Nate Fox 54 is right. Coming, yeah, really, the CBS Viacom merger can't happen soon enough.
No shit, right?
At least Walken has not bizarre.
Yeah, Walker would have been better in this. Sonic, you're too fast.
What?
Slow down.
What is this little blue football that just ran past me?
I don't know, but every hedgehog I've ever seen was not blue. What's wrong, little hedgehog? Why are you blue?
Did the blue balls spread all over your body?
What's got you down?
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm blue. Dabba dee babba die.
You gotta shove that hedgehog up your ass for 20 years.
Yes, Midnight's Edge After Dark needs more cowbell.
Yes.
More cowbell.
Hedgehog, I'm gonna give you a little advice here. Just stay away from Richard Gere. Don't ask too many questions. All right.
Christian Garcia says, "Wouldn't Danny DeVito have made more sense?" Oh yeah, but he probably cost too much.
I was just saying, you sound like Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay. Yo, Sonic, you little fucker, get over here! Oh,
Oh,
I got a little fairy tale for you.
hickory dickory dock.
I'm gonna kill you with my beep. Didn't see that coming, did you fast little fucker? Oh,
All right, we got
This movie would be more fun if it had the Dice Man.
it would be. You should have Dice playing Sonic.
Oh my, yes.
that would be hysterical.
Hey, man, who you got there polishing your fucking crumb down, huh? Buddy, anybody got a cigarette here? Oh.
Oh, all right. We got any more news?
Because I'm fucking smoking. Back to Kinnison. Kinnison could have played Eggman.
Oh my, yes. It'd been the ultimate rivalry between Kinnison and Eggman. Yeah.
That little blue fucker! He just ran right past me. Did you see him?
That's bullshit. I get winded going up the stairs.
All right, I'm gonna lay a trap for this motherfucker.
It would have worked.
The rivalry would have been real.
Sonic, come on.
What's the deal?
Tails.
Knuckles, get in there!
Get that black fucker with the gun.
Go back to Kinnison. SGW Army would not let Dice
He's a
live.
fucking pervert, that's why.
They want to live back in the 90s.
Actually, people were actually really giving Dice a hard time back in the 90s.
No shit, yes.
Yeah,
That poor guy's been through hell and back.
When I talk about something that exists, I remember he was on Arsenio Hall. When I talk about, I can't say. I'd rather not.
Well, what's sad is fucking Andrew Dice Clay at one point was probably if not the one of the biggest comedians out there, filling arenas and shit, and
for like a year and a half. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden just. And it's not like he quit being funny. He's still funny. It just, I think people's tastes changed, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe he pissed off the wrong people.
That's very possible. All right. We got any more news?
Not sure if there is any more news. Is there any more news? I think that was the bulk of it anyway.
Well, Mecca brought this up in the chat. Woodstock 50 has been canceled.
Yeah, that's because they weren't selling enough tickets or something like that. Or was it?
I want to see Ariana Grande at Woodstock. Like, I would have gone if it had been more like Woodstocky sort of bands.
Don't they remember what happened to Woodstock 99 or whatever it was?
Yeah,
in 99 with all the riots.
Another fucking mess.
A 3-day riot.
Well, what do you fucking expect when you're getting those kind of bands together? Woodstock worked because you had a bunch of bands singing hippy dippy shit and everybody was fucking stoned.
Did it really even work though? Because so many people almost starved to death.
Well, yeah, the hog farmers came in and brought everybody granola. It was fine. You know,
We died. That was the next concert.
Yeah,
that was not equipped. They didn't have any fucking running water or plumbing and shit. It was just a mess. Yeah,
Monterey Pop's the only one that actually worked properly.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Max Yasger. Well, I'm just a farmer. I don't know anything about politics or music, but I do know that if 500,000 people can get here, come here, gather, and take off their clothes and roll around in the mud and do drugs and smoke pot and do nothing but take off their clothes, roll around, do drugs and smoke pot over 3 days, then God bless you. Like that's...
He said that now, but when he had to clean up his own farm, he probably went, oh, God damn it.
You guys forget I have the Woodstock guitar and the Woodstock stuff. I'm kind of sad by that, though.
Yeah, well.
I'm waiting for Ultimate 50, damn it.
All right. If you Hells Angels don't stop stabbing that guy, we're not going to play anymore. All right, we're not going to play. Oh, wait, was this Bounding into Comics? I just remember the George Carlin show. He was working in the kitchen with his buddy. Yeah, you don't want to go to Woodstock. You want to go to Altamont and get right down front, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a video on this that I'm going to release tonight. This one is kind of hilarious. I'm very
Well, it's great to see Brie Larson being sort of, having shots taken at her from her own side,
Yeah.
Well, we did say early on that we were surprised they had the perfect opportunity to have a woman of color play Captain Marvel. Why did they go with a white bread lady? Makes no sense.
Captain
Not only that, was like the whitest white lady they could go with.
Because she can do so much for the African American community, damn it. Unlike,
even Betty White ain't that white.
New petition demands that Captain Marvel be played by a gay woman of color and not actress Brie Larson. The petition is quite short and to the point. It states, we need Brie Larson to step down from her role to prove she is an ally of social justice and ensure a gay woman of color plays the role. The petition also indicates that Larson hasn't donated to any charity other than the Motion Picture and Television Fund Foundation.
Oh, you'd think she'd want to with that $5 million paycheck for a little tax shelter.
No, nothing to like cancer or anything. No, the Hollywood side. Okay.
Fuck
the petition, Peter. Or how about just go visit kids in the hospital in costume, like Chris Pratt.
Like Wonder Woman.
You were giving shit to
Ghostbusters did that.
Stole the costume and visited kids in the hospital dressed as Star-Lord. So fuck you.
Spider-Man did too, didn't he?
Yeah. Gal Gadot does all the time. So does Cap. He does.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure didn't even the Ghostbusters remake cast do that at one point?
Robert Downey Jr. gave a kid a mechanical arm dressed as Tony Stark.
Wasn't there people complaining like a couple months ago that she hadn't really done anything charitable either?
Yes.
Yeah, me. I complain about her all the time.
You brought it up, yeah. But I mean, you weren't the only one saying it. Though.
You need to send Brie Larson a thank you card at Christmas.
I know. I do tell him on my channel. It's like, no, I could never hate her. I thank her and Alex Kurtzman and Ghostbusters 2016. You know, Paul Feig, Ryan Johnson, all of those idiots. I wouldn't have a job without them.
He's like the Jelly of the Month Club.
I know.
The petition has currently been signed by 32 individuals. John D writes, because Monica Rambeau is the better version of Captain Marvel. Rob V states, diversity should be real, not an agenda for an actress to preach. Preach on, brother. Frank P. Well, that's my buddy Frank. I don't know. Who knows? CM should be played by Monica Rambeau, whose hero was her father, a New Orleans police officer. Michael K writes, if she cared about diversity, why, as a white woman, did she take a role meant for a black woman? Because she's an idiot. That's why. She's a self-absorbed little homeschool princess.
You know, people complain about it too. How dare your father be a cop when he's a black man?
He's making a difference in his community.
Why? What's wrong with having a black man as a cop?
Because he's a part of the system, man.
Well, what would they rather them? Him being chased by the cops or something, being a stereotype?
Probably.
Fuck these people.
Okay, well, blah, 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 blah. While July
I
starts...
think he's making me dislike her more and more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was actually pretty neutral.
Before Captain Marvel, I was kind of like, I liked her from back in the day. I liked her in, Scott Pilgrim. Now I'm like, I don't know what I saw in her.
She's all right in 21 Jump Street as well. I mean,
yeah, that too.
Enjoyable. And she's like unnoticeable in Kong, so she does her job there. She doesn't distract you from the movie. So I don't know. I don't get it.
Look at that picture, though, of her. Like I said, like she's asking you, where's my alimony?
It's bland.
You got a problem with that? Is exactly her expression. You got a problem with that? It looks like she's trying to start shit. That is her.
Where's my dinner? You're home late. When am I gonna eat?
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Okay, you'd like this. I actually pissed off I pissed off a feminist. She said, "Oh, try that." She said, "Say that again to me, and you'll get slapped." I said, "Ooh, promise."
I still remember George Carlin's great line of, "You want to piss off a feminist, call her a cum catcher." That's how you start a show, man. That's why I call him Saint.
Didn't you do one in the 70s about, oh yeah, that Gloria Steinem lady, run into her place and say, "Suck my dick, see what happens."
Probably. Thank you very much. Yeah, Larry says in chat.
Yeah, I think her response to that was "fuck you." I said, "Promise."
Did somebody say George Carlin?
Yeah.
So I got to talk about this fucking broad who's Captain Marvelous, whatever. Fuck her and her fucking stupid shtick. She can suck my dick. I don't like white dudes. I don't like dick. Well, white dudes don't like you, bitch.
That's exactly what he would say.
I know. Oh, I miss you so much, George Carlin.
You like my white dick?
If it wasn't for a white man putting his white dick in your white mother, you wouldn't be here, okay, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about hating white dudes. What color are you?
Last time I saw something so white, I was spreading it across the top of my sandwich.
Pretty much. We miss you, George. We fucking need you now.
I know. Oh, I know. It's like I can do my best. I can get away with saying a lot of the shit because I'm a woman, but man.
What happened to the real women? The real women. Rob knows what I'm talking about. The real women.
A real woman. The kind you go out, take out to dinner, and then you would take her upstairs and she'd go, "Boom," like she's keeping herself from puking up that $50 lobster that you bought her. You know you want to laugh. You know you want to laugh because it's true. And what do you say, guys? Swallow it. That's right. Swallow it. Like a
I remember real women in my day. They could do 50 things at once, and they'd be on top of it all. And they say women can do anything. Of course they could. They could do 20 things at once. That's why we love them.
Captain April, yeah. Carl opened the show. Ever notice how most women are in favor of abortion are women you wouldn't want to fuck in the first place?
That's a classic, Carl.
Oh, I love that one.
And if you hit them, just keep driving.
Remember what it said on one of your chats? It said about it, but everybody says they want to see people who sue. You said what happened to people who used to fantasizing about movies? Everyone wants to see themselves in movies on screen. I want to see someone who looks like me. And those are all people that are too ugly to fuck in the first place.
Yeah, that'd be a Carlin one. I don't want to see me on screen. Why would I want to see some old guy on screen? You don't want to fuck me? I don't want to fuck me. I'd fuck me 20 years ago, not now.
Gravity is taking its toll, I tell you.
Yes, gravity is taking its toll. Oh, yes, gravity. Aye.
She's a harsh mistress, Gravity. The only law I ever really wanted to break. The other ones I just broke circumstantially, if you know what I mean. At least in the court of law, at least that's according to a court in New Jersey.
And I was gonna say it depends on what state you're in.
What's this metrosexual shit? Is it where you fuck someone in the metro?
Last time I knew anything about metrosexual was watching two fuckers fucking the fucking subway. That's metrosexual.
Metrosexual. And if they fucked in Greek beans. And if they fucked in France on a subway, it'd be lay metrosexual.
Oh no. We miss you, George Carlin.
What's with all this transgender? Like you're transitioning into a butterfly. Whatever happened to just good old drag queens? I don't get it. I don't get it.
At least with a drag queen, there'll be a surprise at the end. It's like a box of Cracker Jacks.
Well, hello. I guess you are happy to see me.
What does George Carlin have to say about gender fluid?
Transgender sounds like a car.
Gender fluid? I got mine changed at 50,000 miles, okay?
You from Trans Am, the transgender. Be sure to change your gender fluid every 16,000 miles. Don't forget that shit.
The Pontiac.
You don't want to go in hard with no lube. You'll regret it.
Giggity.
The Pontiac Trans Am.
Unless you're into that sort of thing, I guess. Don't let me get in the way. Let me get the fuck out of the way. Yes, don't let me go on Carlin. Sorry.
I'm getting mixed signals over here. My only Carlin bit, my only Carlin-esque bit, I would say, people say to me, hey, have a good one. Hey, have a good one. Have a good one. And I say to them, I already have a good one. I just need a longer one.
Yes, that's one of my favorite ones is. Oh, shit.
I miss George Carlin now, and now I want to listen to all of his albums.
I want to watch that greatest on Amazon where it's just him talking about football and baseball.
Oh, that's a good one.
And stuff.
Oh, I love football, baseball, I love stuff. I love all of his. All of that stuff is so classic, though. His stuff is so quotable. We don't really even have that many comedians nowadays that are just quotable. You can just go back and recite their bits.
Yeah, cite me something Trevor Noah said now.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, look at Donald Trump. Oh, look at this guy. Get a load of this guy. That's
every comedian ever. There's my impression of every comedian ever nowadays. World sucks because Donald Trump. Give me $1 million. Oh, and my vagina, my penis. Yeah, disgusting.
To be fair, 10 years ago would have been the world sucks because of W. So
yeah, I know.
Everybody says to me, "Why don't you do political materials? Why don't you do material about religion? Why don't you do material about?" I'm like, because nobody wants to hear me do that. Everybody's doing it already. What can I possibly add?
Yeah,
it's too hard to parody nowadays. It's too extreme.
Yeah, I opened a set with about talking about last, I don't go to the beach because last time I was there, a bunch of guys from Greenpeace showed up, tried to push me back into the ocean. Quick, he'll live if he makes it out to sea.
The difference between football and baseball. That might be my favorite all-time thing. Where he goes, in baseball, we get to go home. In football, like you use a shotgun to get through the guy to throw the ball into the end zone by destroying your enemy.
In baseball, the object is to be safe at home. I'm safe at home. He had a great bit about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. The government said you can't do your job. He said, I don't want to go kill people in Vietnam, but you can't. So you can't do your job is beating people up. So you don't want to kill anybody, but you do want to beat them up for a living. Am I not? So football has a clock. Baseball doesn't. We never know when baseball ends. Yeah,
we could have extra innings. Football is rigidly timed, and it will end. And if not, we will go into sudden death overtime.
The one that always gets me is the end where he goes, you have a fun time in the back. It's all great. It's a fun picnic. And he goes, in football, you have 47 opportunities to end a human life, preferably a stranger.
Yes, exactly.
I've only been to a Cowboy game. Believe me, this is an absolute true statement.
I've only been to Rob. Don't open with that whale joke. No, I work up to that. So that bit actually I could do this because it's spring. So I've been working on my beach bod. I'm up to manatee right now. Pretty soon I'll be up to humpback whale. Are you kidding me? I burned so. This is not a joke. I burned so badly once that I turned red. My skin was damaged for over a year, which is why I do not do well in sun. I was 18 years old. I was in Disney World. Little did I know that I should still put on sunblock, even though I was walking around with a shirt on, and I actually blistered. Badly. Yeah.
Ow.
I had to go to the doctor. Yeah. I stayed out of the sun the rest of the vacation. Everybody was saying to me, "Oh, we felt so bad for him." I'm like, I don't feel bad for me. That's fine. Don't worry. So that was fine. It's like
I burnt worse than that. I actually blew a sweat gland. That's just nasty.
Mm.
It's just it's not so much nasty. It's just like you basically like constantly got water running from your head. It just doesn't stop.
Mecca, you're fair skinned. How well do you do in the sun?
I burn pretty easily.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So in Vegas, I'm thinking about renting a convertible. I don't know now. I'm kind of debating.
I don't know. That's a good call.
I don't know.
Get a limo.
Well, it's either that. Well, I wouldn't rent a limo because I've been thinking looking on flights and stuff, but maybe an SUV if I'm gonna tote around a lot of people because there's one that holds 8 people.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Want to know what you want to hear? Cruel fate. My twin brother, dark skinned, all his hair. I burn like a piece of paper, like an old newspaper in a fire. I mean, I can't come up with a good analogy for that, but it's unfair. It's so cruel. I have to run for. You turn on a light bulb. A bright light. I have to run for cover. I see a picture of the sun. I start to get warm. It's terrible. It's so terrible.
Yeah, that year that happened to me, it was like reverse Michael Jackson, man. It was bad.
Oh.
I was brown, like bad.
Thriller brown?
Yeah. I had never hurt so bad in my whole life. Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, Rob reminds me of that every time he brings that up. Because I didn't have no hair, so my whole head, all the way around. I didn't put any suntan lotion on, nothing. I was a dumbass.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, I was 18. I wasn't thinking. So.
Yeah, I was early 20s. I was doing some woodwork, like for my girlfriend's dad. He wanted to move a wood pile and some other shit, so I went out and did it for him one day. And Thought I was only going to be out there for like maybe an hour or two, so I didn't think nothing of it. Started with a hat, so that was like why I didn't put any sunscreen on. But it was like, of course, after sweating for about 10 minutes, that hat went bye-bye. And that was the biggest mistake ever, because then me being sweaty like that just made it 10 times worse,
Well, the only thing that felt good that trip was at night I would go into the jacuzzi.
I think it was so bad they actually gave me like some fucking painkillers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, because I didn't know what was going on, and he's like, "Oh, you blew a sweat gland." I'm like, "How the fuck do you do that?"
Don't know.
Like, basically got a blistered slud gland or a sweat gland from the sun.
All right. Well,
Ow.
this is bumming the chat out, so maybe we should wrap it up.
Summer's coming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, did you mention this last time, but is anybody a Game of Thrones fan?
No.
No.
Well, we might not want
This
to
guy
now
wouldn't
because
get
the last
never got into
episode kind of pulled the Last Jedi and did like the subversions that were not very satisfying.
I've heard. Yeah. Well, I didn't hear
Mm.
specifics, but I've heard.
So I'm like, but the main point I'm trying to get here is that everyone's saying, "Oh, David Benioff and DB Weiss are so much better than the writers you're used to." You might not want to say that too soon.
Yeah. Well, Doomcock was not pleased.
No, I'm kind of with Gary from Nerd Roddick. I'm like, I wouldn't say I won't ever watch the show, but I'm like, boy, this really sucks.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to end this wrap. What do you say we wrap?
Probably.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we've been on for long enough.
All right. If you like what we do, and why wouldn't you? Click like, subscribe, the bell icon on here. Over to the main channel, like, subscribe, bell icon over there. Check out our latest Sonic video. Head over to Patreon, bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, behind the edge making videos, my 10-minute stand-up set, and more. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you don't, we're working on Subscribestar and a PayPal for direct moolah ray. So only money, dollar bills. And if you don't have the means to do that, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, because we not do this without you. Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I am Mecha Venom 42. I talk about all the Star Trek and the Star Wars and the Brie Larsons and the all the things. And I will be at Star Trek Las Vegas. So if you want to help me out with that, I have a GoFundMe and I have the Streamlabs link through PayPal. If you want to help with that, need to rent a car. Is the next one maybe this flight and car? But yeah, that, and I complain about stuff and I'm cute and I bounce.
Did you pick out an outfit for the entire occasion?
No, we change clothes. You don't wear the same thing every day.
And she's a ninja.
She's a
harpy. I'm a robotic harpy vampire ninja alien.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. I don't know.
All right. Tyler, tell them about yourself.
Well, I'm Tyler Bioshock, and if you ever want to see more of me, I'm always in the Facebook group, badgering on about nonsense. And if you also want more nonsense, I'm at the podcast called the Peanut Butter Podcast, where I just talk about nonsense and my aunt, which is nonsense, but fun nonsense.
Different kinds of peanut butter.
And peanut butter, of course, yes. Almond this week.
Oh, almond butter. Almond butter is actually really good.
Yeah.
I like cookie butter.
That's a good one, too.
Cookie butter.
That, and I'm also thinking of for Christmas, maybe getting my freaking aunt some more whips, and I think like a bunny outfit.
What?
She wanted it.
That is. Okay, we're calling the cops.
Inappropriate.
Tyler,
He's old enough to just call Brazers.
I'll get a lot of money, I'm sure.
Tyler, this is your aunt, okay? I mean, what? Don't you think there should be some boundaries?
So there's no boundaries with her. She doesn't think that.
I understand being open, but I mean, but this is something completely weird. This is weird, man.
If Rob's calling it fucking weird, then it's fucking weird, because this man watches quicksand porn.
This is true. That's if she's into that.
she'll probably say, "Ooh, him too."
2 people on the internet that like it.
But isn't that the best kind of woman? One that goes down and disappears?
I suppose. This is the person that's like, they'll never say, "I'm not doing that." Just like, "Oh, I never tried that. Let's see."
Sploosh.
So, Okay, everybody. I think we've pretty much humiliated ourselves. We've learned a lot about each other, haven't we?
Too much.
Absolutely.
Tom, cue the sad Hulk music.
Sad Hulk music coming up. Because we are that sad.
Yes. We've learned a lot about each other. We shared a laugh or two, and we've made some new friends along the way. Now, it's time. But don't be sad, because we'll eventually be back. Whether you like it or not. Because as you know, Tyler's got more perverted ant stories to tell.
Hmm.
Unless Andre pulls the plug.
Unless Andre pulls the plug. Because Andre's a bit of a tight ass, isn't he?
You still talking about this ant. It is perverting the show.
Yes. But you know something? It suits us. We will pervert this podcast further. It is our duty to explore the different levels of pervacy. Is that a word, pervacy?
I thought you were gonna say to please that booty,
Please that booty.
meaning Tyler's aunt.
Yes.
Yes. She wants a ride on the R train.
I think we just wrote a song. Do
Please
it.
that
Please that booty.
booty. Ride the R train downtown. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
anyway.
there's a song called Mona where one of the lyrics is "I want you now."
Phrasing.
So, but now we must say goodbye. It's been
The super epic music when Disney took over. Do you remember that, Rob?
The Caligula music.
Caligula music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Nazi music or whatever it was.
this, this music right here. This comes right from YouTube's archives. I can use this royalty free. We won't get demonetized.
I need to steal that.
This one.
Yes, it fits my personality so much.
I'll send it to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bow to the memorandum.
Or you can download it off of YouTube Creator Studio. Yes.
Queen Happy on the internet.
Your mistress awaits.
I feel like I need like a writing crop now, and that'll be the next thing
borrow
on my
one,
PO
yeah.
box.
I still have I still have my whip from when I was Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that won't work. You need something more light.
Yeah, I need the writing
heavy.
crop. That's what I need.
Well,
Damn it, that's what I need. Because when I'm doing the slapping stuff, yeah, I need the writing crop and black gloves.
You want to call my dominatrix friend?
Okay, do you want this done and done?
If you brought your friend, I brought my aunt. Would the world just end?
No, but my dominatrix friends. She said to me once, Robbie, you're just. She's the one of the few people, one of the only people I allow to call me Robbie. Believe it or not. She said, Robbie, you're too adorable. I could never freak you out like that. I'm like, thank you. But she's always very open with me about everything. But she's in a very kind of non-threatening kind of way. And I was always very thankful for that. She didn't hide anything from me. She didn't sugarcoat anything. She was always very honest, very open. So at the very least, I had that. So anyway, but that's ka-ching.
Yeah.
Aaron DiDonato is on working on Conan or Masters of the Universe stuff, probably.
Conan, heavy duty, big ass retrospective.
Yes.
It's going to be the greatest retrospective ever done for Midnight's Edge. Period.
Ooh.
We got that.
Period.
All right, kids. It's time to wrap up.
About me.
It's about him, yes.
About
Arnold,
me. Yes.
it's time to take it away.
Thank you. Take it away.
Take it home.
Oh, I don't
Yes.
know where you live. You're not the nice type.
This, you know, wake it up.
I'm not
Hello,
drunk.
Hey. I like big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.
We'll catch you next time.